And welcome back to another episode of the Finn and G podcast. We are hosts always, Finn and
G.
And just right off the bat, I hope loyal listener Josh Cook was listening to that. It was Finn and G. I hope you're listening to that too.
I think
it's still Finn and G.
Yeah, but who's winning?
Well, you've certainly let me hear about it. Yes, perhaps my bold call is looking a little...
I'm going to have a terrible round and you're going to have a great round.
Well, I've certainly got a feeling. Yes, it's in jeopardy, okay? And look, love you, Josh. Pretty unnecessary.
I thought it was hilarious.
Very close to getting blocked. Personal, it was a low blow. It was unnecessary. Yes, Georgia is still winning the comp. Yes, potentially you could hear it in my voice. I'm upset. Because not only was it 3, it's now 4.
It's my biggest lead yet.
It is your biggest lead, yeah. And you owe that to potentially our most famous listener. And again, you don't want to be corrupted by fame. I'm always pretty big on, I'm not starstruck. I don't get an awe. Local musician, Sam Mulhern. Of course you know him as drummer of the Tin Knees. Now, big deal. Kid's a stud, right? And he's a big Doggies fan. And he's been writing me about getting him on. I didn't believe. And then I finally bite the bullet. I go, let's trot, baby.
But you always knew that the Roosters were going to win this game because they were embarrassed by the Dogs the last time they played.
Well, but
embarrassed.
As Sam brings up in the Finn and G on Spotify.
I've never really noticed your stutter until we started doing this.
Well, I never noticed that you were an ableist until we started doing this, but it's nice to know. Now, Sam says that Gus Gould has pulled some strings upstairs to get Burton recalled from Origin, and therefore for the Dogs to slaughter the Chooks. Now, that was an excellent point. Hell of a point. I say, let's trot, baby. Do you know what the Bulldogs decided to do? Do you know what they say? They say, let's not catch a fucking ball. Let's not do it. We've all got leather poisoning. Not fucking touching it. Joshua Khan really led from the front. Now, I'm a big fan of him. I don't know why he doesn't start. Maybe I get it now. Maybe I get what Cameron's talking about. Not does he drop it once. Not does he drop it twice. Not does he drop it 3 times.
Slow down.
He drops it a fantastic 4 times. 1 for Invisible Girl, 1 for Mr. Elastic, Mr. Fantastic, 1 for The Thing, and 1 for Johnny Storm. I mean, what the fuck was that? So, yes, I'm down 4 now. And the big call... And again, last week, again, I don't want to be that guy.
What guy?
But I am taking it quite seriously and quite to heart. The tipping comp. There's a lot at stake here.
Is there? It's just a meal. I don't even...
It was actually undisclosed. Now, again, the big call, round 18. I say, I've been in the pits. And that's what's really hurt. I'm fine losing. I'm an excellent loser. I love losing. It just doesn't happen much.
You hate when you lose.
Well, it's so rare.
You had a tantrum because you were losing axe throwing.
So, I went 1, 2, 5, 3. It's been well documented. But then last week, something tingled in my loins and I just went, I've got this. I've got that feeling, that sensation. Football's back. And then I went 1 down this week and I was a little bit frustrated by that. So I made the big call. I said, round 18, I'm on top. I'm winning. And you know what? I'm still certain of it. But now I'm a little bit nervous. Because now I can see there being a round where I could win, be up, or I could be down 8.
And on to this week's talking points. The first one is the 2025 Vegas teams have been decided. Would you like to read them out? I'm not too certain.
You came out like a bat out of hell. It was excellent from you.
Thank you.
I was having a bit of an aneurysm there. Yes, the Raiders, Wars, Sharks and Penrith are the confirmed 2025 teams for Vegas. On paper, you look at this, it's hard to not look at it through the
Kinda
current
like-
lens, it's not sexy.
It's not. I kind of
There's
just
no
look at it
sex
going,
appeal.
it's like, even though the Roosters...
I'm not horny.
Okay. Even though the Roosters
No
and...
Johnsons are being risen here.
Okay.
Sean Johnson.
Okay. Can I finish talking?
Yes.
Thank you. Even though, like, the Roosters, like, the Broncos got embarrassed in the grand final, the Bunnies had a poor season last year, and Manly, you don't really know what to expect. They're just, like, four kind of, I don't know, like, big, like, gritty kind of teams. You just kind of, I don't know. They just looked a little bit better on paper
Well,
than this.
on paper, those teams are flash. On
Yes.
paper, at their best, those teams can all score points. Raiders, up until this year, didn't know how to score 13 points.
No.
Definitely look better, but again, it's hard to not look through the current lens where in the last 3 weeks, they've let in, 44, 44, 44. Like,
And just got pumped by the Tigers.
yeah, and then it's hard not to look at the Wasps.
Just got pumped by the Titans.
They would have been perfect for last year's Vegas,
Oh,
for this year's Vegas. Perfect.
Perfect.
Why? At least they win Spooners. Yeah, no, that's a tough one. The
Yeah.
Sharks, again.
So I don't understand how they beat Penrith and now they lose to the Titans.
Good, bad, I don't know. Penrith, the win.
But they're not flashy.
they're
They're not.
boring.
They're boring to watch. They're like the
And they
old
won't
Melbourne.
even have Luai next year. There should be a better way on how they do this.
Well, if you put Penrith there, I would have taken the Dogs. Because that would have been a good matchup. Yes? You
Yeah.
literally just said last night what a great grand final that would have been.
No, I didn't. I said on the current top 8, if you look at the finals teams, that would be an interesting matchup.
Yeah, but I think it's like the last time the Bulldogs and the Penrith played, it was a great game.
But again, you're looking through this year's lens.
Yeah, I know. But it's hard not to.
Yeah, it's not sexy. What else isn't sexy is, I'm getting pretty sick and tired, pretty flustered, pretty frustrated. What's a sin bin? Now, Samuel Walker shaves his beard, and apparently he also shaves his responsibilities because he does. It's the most egregious coat hanger I can remember seeing. It's a textbook. There's a Bulldogs make a break. Beardless Samuel Walker, the boy, he leaves the ground, jumps in the air, sticks his arm out, swings it, makes direct contact to the Bulldogs player's head, only hits his head. Nothing.
On report.
Oh, it's a penalty. Excuse me? Now, he doesn't hit him particularly hard, but if you only... Harry Grant got sin bin for nicking a foot.
Yeah.
You've seen head highs where their shoulder comes off of the ball and it'll nick. It gives him a kiss on the chin. It's binned.
And it's binned.
Sam Walker jumps up in the fucking air, swings his arm, and punches a guy in the head. It's nothing.
On report. That's it.
What is that?
And he's only a fine.
It's a fine. That's it.
$1,000 fine. That's it.
No, I get it. He looks like a boy.
But still.
He makes me look manly. So I get it. But if that was Jared...
It has to be
If that was Hargraves, he's shot.
sent off.
No, he's shot. Okay? He's hogtied and he is shot. If that's Victor Radley, he's deported to England. If Samuel Walker can do it, they reluctantly put him on report. I don't understand it. Another game, you just see... So that's rewarded. What isn't rewarded is a textbook tackle. RTS, in the Titans game, not only do they get pumped on the scoreboard, they get pumped in the judiciary. He does a textbook tackle, picks him up, drives him into the ground, head is nowhere near the ground, lands squarely on his back, sin binned.
Why?
Oh, dangerous. Horizontal. What?
But he
His
didn't-
head doesn't touch the ground.
Liam Martin just did that in Origin.
Exactly.
2 weeks ago.
It's textbook.
And everyone said it was textbook.
When I used to defend, I understand best back, especially when I used to, in the front line. That is how you, literally how you learn to tackle. You hit them around the hips, you pick up a leg, you drive them in the ground. If the head is nowhere near the ground, what's the issue?
The referee.
Exactly. Another talking point, on the talk of Simbin, we mentioned it last week, to critical acclaim. Why are flops, particularly flops for obstructions, not called as Simbins?
They need to start making a rule about it because it's getting
embarrassing.
ridiculous.
It is so embarrassing
to
to
see
watch.
a grown man who probably doesn't even that can break what was I trying to say? Like a grown man that can go into a tackle and have 4 people trying to drag him to the ground and won't take him from his feet, but he intentionally runs into someone and then flops straight on his back like it's the biggest push of his life.
Exactly. And you've made the defensive decision. You have decided, I'm not going to follow the ball player. I'm just going to take an easier way out.
Yeah.
Why is that rewarded?
Yeah. And it's like, obviously, Jerome Hughes is not going to put Jesse on the floor.
Well, no,
Like
yeah.
that.
Well, that one, again, that was particularly egregious in the Storm Dolphins game.
Yeah.
Because 5 minutes ago, the ball is in the Storm goal line. Sewer picks it up, runs about 5 meters behind Hughes. So he didn't just run straight behind him. He clears him. As you said, Jesse Bromwich just sees Jerome Hughes, touches him, dives on the ground. Oh my God, ref. How could I have got to him? Sewer had already ran 20 when the penalty's born. He was going to run 110 meters. Try of the year candidate. It would have been like the hammer.
Yeah.
But because the defender gives up on the play, despite him having to go 110 meters, like there's plenty of other defenders, it's a penalty.
A penalty.
Dolphins get given every chance to win the game. How is that rewarded?
I don't know.
I don't get it. I don't get
It's
it.
stupid.
It is stupid.
They need to take it out of the game.
It is.
It's hard to watch. It just ruins it.
Yeah. If it's not a sin bin, at the very least, it should be play on.
Yeah.
Because even then you see the guys who, they'll run behind a player and stuff, and then they have to constantly just go to the ground and surrender.
Yeah.
Because 9 times out of 10, the defender has just seen someone or hold into them, and now they have to drop. It's so shit. But something on the, change of pace. A wholesome notes for the week. A few of the fellas back.
Yay.
Now, Thursday night, you get to see one Ryan Pappenhausen back in form, and he looked good.
He looked very good.
He looked quick. Like that chase down in Osaka, if there's 2
close.
meters extra, he gets there. He doesn't get there. But
he come from the other
that
side of the
speed,
field too.
it's confidence.
If he was like on the same side of the field as Osaka, I reckon he gets there.
If there's 2 extra meters.
But he come from the other side of the field.
Yeah. And when he returned earlier this year, you didn't see that speed from him.
No.
And it's crazy. I think he's played 8 games and scored 8 tries.
It's crazy.
Like you just
You
don't.
always knew he was going to score.
You just don't appreciate how good he is because you never get to see him.
Him and like Turbo and like Billy Smith and a few of those guys just being so unlucky with injuries.
Yeah. So touch wood, he can stay healthy because again, Melbourne are winning the comp without him, without Munster. If we can just get him back. And you saw a glimpse of what we look like with Sewer coming off the bench.
Yes.
And then you can have 2 of them on the field together.
Yeah. Looks good.
Oh, yeah. But that was great to see. Then, again, honestly.
Probably the game of the round.
Game of the round. Highlight of the round. I've never been more emotional. Well, I was nearly crying. I've been screaming at the TV. Watching the Tigers do what they did on Sunday, as particularly watching Adam Dewey back in action.
So good.
Oh my God. I cannot remember watching a Storm or Queensland game and being that emotionally invested as I was that game.
It was so good.
Oh my God.
And they had 4 disallowed trials as well.
Got to be a record. They could have hit 70.
They haven't done that since the Cowboys last year.
Like that.
And that's 2 in a row. They haven't won 2 in a row in a long time.
And they're going to win 3 in a row, just quietly. They might make the 8. It was just so good to see. I'm a sucker for the underdog. I'm a sucker for bad teams winning. And seeing Adam Dewey back, again, with
just
the Tigers at their lowest,
difference.
he tries his ass off. It's all he's ever been is effort. He was so good. He was easily top 3 player in the field.
And he ran 85 metres and he hasn't played like football for
in
like
the
72nd
months. minute, he gets an intercept, runs 75 metres.
Against KO
seals
Weeks.
the game. Yeah, KO Weeks.
Who's quick.
Lightning quick, burns him. Unreal. Few defensive lapses, sure, but of course, that's Russ. But he was running hard, running strong, scoring tries.
He was playing like another fullback.
His ball playing, his extra point of attack, it was unreal. So good to see. Another thing that's good to see is, I think, personally, signing news, Cookie to the Dragons.
Oh, yeah. I think that's a good sign.
Yeah, this came out last Wednesday, so we're late to the party. But again, all news comes out after we release, which is super helpful. But back to the Dragons, his debut club. I think it's a win-win. The Rabbitohs free up space, free up money, and the Dragons. But see,
Do you think he was forced to leave because Wayne Bennett didn't want him? I've heard a lot of talk about that. Sorry, I didn't know you were having a drink.
Well, you watched me, but that's okay.
Sorry.
I know. We can't all be quick. What do you mean?
Finton.
Sorry. Yes.
Do you think it had anything to do with Wayne Bennett coming?
Well, yes, obviously.
And not wanting him.
Not that he... Well, yeah, that makes it sound very harsh, but yes, there 1,000% would have been to do with Wayne.
Yeah.
But also, I think it's about time he left. Like,
yeah.
He hasn't been playing his best football. He's kind of the scapegoat there with Latrell. Like...
I think he needs a change. I think it'll be good for the Dragons, for him and the Rabbitohs.
Perfect. It gives the Dragons another leader. It gives them another pointer of attack. Jacob Little, touch wood again. He's another one that can't catch a break injury-wise. This year, he's finally playing healthy. He's playing great. I have him start at 9. I bring Cookie off the bench at 14. Mm-hmm. That's speed through the middle. And you just tell him, I want you running. I want you darting.
Have two little nuggety people with Ben Hunt.
Him and Ben Hunt. You can see that speed, the excitement. Yeah, I think it's a win-win.
I think so too.
I really like it. But, again, elephant in the room, the talking point, game day, as you listen to this, it's Origin.
I'm so excited. Origin.
Now, I got to be honest. You're excited. I
love
don't
Origin.
really feel anything for this game.
Why?
I guess I'm kind of sick and tired of seeing the same narrative over and over and over. Ever since he said it. Ever since Michael Guy said that glass houses thing. Again, he hasn't made any follow-up comments. Billy will not bite. Hasn't made any follow-up comments.
They haven't. The coaches.
All fucking week.
It's just the media.
Everywhere you look, it's the same thing. And they swear they're in Billy's head. They say, except when they ask him on live TV and he goes, what comment? And then you see that. I love watching the reporters go, the comment on Friday, he go, I didn't comment on that. You go, oh, but no, you didn't comment on it, but you well, so sorry, I think you said something on Friday night. You said this. And he goes, well, I don't know. You have to ask him. Okay, thanks, Billy. It's just like, you just look like a fucking dweeb, bro. I just... But again, it's a harmless comment.
I know.
And
both coaches aren't really giving the media much.
No.
I like it.
Yeah, I like that too. Like, again, you don't have to. Oh my God, you don't have to hate each other. You don't have to think. Because guess what? Unfortunately for Spud, didn't look too good last game when he's in the media on NRL 360 saying, I want someone to take Reece Walsh's head off.
Who's that?
Mark Carroll. He was an old Blues enforcer. And again, that's why it made it look extra bad. Is, he was saying pre-game, he wants someone to take Reece Walsh's head off, the pretty nails and stuff. You just got to hit him. And then, unfortunately, it didn't look very good where 8 minutes in, someone did take Reece Walsh's head off. Obviously, he didn't mean that, but... So, it just is getting a little bit funny watching the same... not funny, it's getting frustrating just watching the same comment for the entire week. They have made material on that for the entire week, where the coaches haven't added a single other piece. Ugh. So I just don't feel anything for this game.
Well, they're just trying to make stuff up because they don't actually have anything to go off.
Exactly. So
But I'm excited. I think it's going to be a great game. I'm excited, because there hasn't really been that much lead up. There hasn't really been too much. There's been heaps of talk, but you don't really know, it's true. Everyone's, both camps are, keeping quiet to themselves. So I'm excited for what's actually going to happen on game day.
Yeah. Well, you want the Blues have to win and excitement, but
I do not. It has
creativity.
It has to be a decider series.
Yeah,
I'm going to be depressed if it's not. I don't even want to watch the third
Exactly.
game.
See, that's the other thing.
Last year it was depressing. I had already had tickets to the third game, and it wasn't even a decider.
Yeah. So that's the other thing. As a Queensland fan,
you want a decider.
I think New South Wales will win, so I don't give a shit. Queensland. You've got Suncorp in the bag.
Yeah.
Who gives a fuck?
I also, do they give out the trophy if just say Queensland
no,
win?
You have to, it's only after game 3.
Okay, I was going to say.
No. Yeah, it's
but then it's if you just say Queensland win game 2, it's like last year, and then Queensland won the first 2 games, and then New South Wales won game 3, obviously. But it's Queensland just lost that game, and now they're getting presented with the trophy. It's just weird.
Yeah, well, they wait until the series is over.
Yeah, I know, but
I know, especially if they win in home ground.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is a bit awkward, especially if you lose game 3. But, you know, is what it is. But yeah, like, on the game itself, I mean, it's pretty obvious, like, the biggest inclusion is Latrell. And the matchup will be him and Vow. Now, as I mused, if it's him and Hammer, I'm not nervous. I'm honestly not nervous at all. At Origin, I'm yet to see Hammer make one wrong move.
Yeah, I know. They're just such different players. It'll be so interesting.
Oh, yeah. Like, Latrell obviously has the power, but Hammer has the fucking speed, the skill, and honestly, the consistency. He's so consistent.
He's very consistent.
But now, his matchup likely will be against Val Holmes, which makes me very nervous. Now, Val, at his best, on his day, he can hang with him. Of course he can. You have seen it. He's an Origin. You could argue he's an Origin legend. Like, he's done excellent stuff in Origin. But if you go off form, not so good. But if you want to look optimistic, glass half full, I could absolutely see Latrell Mitchell having his first run, and Val Holmes goes vintage, lifts to the level, lifts to the occasion. Because again, all Val would be hearing for the last 2 weeks is how, holy shit, Latrell's in.
Yeah.
He's coming to save New South Wales. He's going to storm all over you.
Yeah.
And you know Billy will be drilling it into Val's head. That's your man.
Yeah.
I don't care what you do this game. You play better than him. That's it. And you just know he'll be fired up.
Yeah.
So I can absolutely see Latrell first hit up. Val fucking goes vintage, folds him.
Gets in Latrell's head.
Gets in New South Wales' head. That is the danger for New South Wales.
They can't just have him though.
You cannot rely
on Latrell.
Your weapon.
You have to use him right.
Yeah.
You don't want to throw a bomb at the beginning of the game. You got to throw it at the right time.
Exactly. You know, he's the sort of guy. You only got a couple shots, and you want every shot to count. You don't want to just spray and pray with a guy like that. And that's the double-edged sword.
That Madge knows that.
I really think his first run will dictate how he plays.
Yeah.
Because again, it's like Swaliti's. His first run, holy.
It was excellent.
He sent Dearden flying. If he stays on, a little bit nervous.
Yeah.
Like, you could just see, if Latrell's first run, he fucking sends poor old Tommy Dearden flying, okay. Nervous. If he folds out,
I feel bad
nervous.
for the little halfbacks. I mean, they're always so brave, and they always go and trial tackle these big guys, but there's just not a lot that they can do.
No.
They have like an extra 40 kilos running at them. Like, what are you supposed to do?
Exactly. But that's why you play football. You got to be brave. And then you have your back row. It's your back rower's job to protect you.
Yeah.
But I can just see that being that can be dangerous for New South Wales. Because at the same time, look at the other side of the matchup. Fucking Stephen Crichton versus Hammer.
Yeah, so
that is an excellent matchup.
I don't think I'd be wanting to take Stephen Crichton off Hammer, if I'm honest.
Well, the best defensive centre versus the best attacking centre. Like, it's a hell of a matchup.
Yeah. I was like...
I hope that side of the field doesn't get ignored, though. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I hope so. Well, Stephen Crichton's still a great attacking player, so I hope that they actually use him and don't just go to Latrell.
Yeah.
Because is it Stephen Crichton and Toto or Stephen Crichton and Lomax?
And Lomax.
That's a great side. They have to go to both, though.
Yeah.
Because they have to kick to Lomax if they want to actually do good.
Or maybe Toto.
I think it was Crichton and Lomax.
Well, because then they swapped him.
Oh, so it must be Crichton and Toto.
So I think it'll be Latrell and Lomax. Oh. Yeah, it'll be Latrell and Lomax and Crichton and Toto, which makes more sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, that's the key thing. But honestly, for New South Wales, if New South Wales win, I really think your man of the match is Connor Watson.
Oh, it has to be.
I love
He's just
his impact.
so fired up. He's just such a impactful player.
He's a ball
and he
of
brings
energy.
so much energy and belief. And he's like a quicker Jake Trbojevic. Just so much energy and belief. Yeah.
What do you mean by that?
Thank you. By like just their passion for the game.
Yeah. Yes, he's very passionate.
He's very passionate.
I'm not sure if anyone would have ever described them as being the same. But yes, on terms of passion, they are. You're
That's
right.
what I meant. On passion.
But yeah, I can.
Thank you for asking me that question.
You're welcome. It's like, if you remember Harry Grant's debut 2020.
Yeah.
No one has seen him in Origin yet. No one. He just this new commodity, and he fucking decided tore him apart. It was excellent. I could really see that being the same as
I really
Connor Watson.
hope Connor Watson
He'd come in
does.
on, and now you could put Robertson. You could either give him a break, put Robertson at 13.
He changed that Roosters side completely.
Yeah, I can just see him coming on the 30-minute mark and just sparking. Maybe you score 2 tries when he comes on before half time. It's like, whoa.
Yeah.
That's what I can see. That's the X factor.
And he's so versatile.
Yeah. He's the X factor right there.
And we don't have to worry about Isaiah Yeo being our backup 6.
Yeah.
We can actually have Connor Watson go.
He's played NRL at 1, at 6, at 7, at 9, at 13. Yeah, I think I'd rather
And he can
him.
be our first or second receiver and not Isaiah Yeo.
Oh, seriously.
That
Honestly,
throws ginormous. I was like, he's big and he does have some ball playing skills, but in Origin, leave it to the ball players. Just get out there and run.
Now, Matthew Johns,
Stop getting in the line.
It's Matty Johns, Finn, and G as sort of like the great minds of rugby league, right?
Yeah.
He's talking how he thinks that Isaiah Yeo is the most intelligent person in the NRL. The most intelligent player.
Matty Johns.
Yeah.
Really?
From Andrew, I'd expect it. From Matthew? What the fuck? I don't understand.
How is he intelligent?
He is intelligent when he just runs the ball.
When
Because he's huge.
He's huge.
And he breaks the line.
He's 6'5" and he's got good ball handling skills to give a good offload.
Matty again talking about how he reckons last game it was one of the first times he's ever seen him sort of crab across the field too much. What?
That's happened for literally the last
Have
few
you ever
seasons.
seen him wear a blue jersey? It happens every time.
Every single time. That's what I've seen. He might be able to do that in club level. He might be able to do that for Penrith. They know exactly what's coming, Queensland. You cannot do that in the Blues.
So, we want Isaiah.
And
run
finally,
the ball.
last year was the first time that the last game that Freddie actually put him on the bench and didn't use him in lock. And what the hell happened? Cam Murray had a great game. We actually won.
Yeah, Cam Murray, if he's on, he just speed.
But you've got to get Isaiah Yeo away from the ball playing stuff and actually get him running.
Jake comes off, he comes on.
You
Just
gotta
in the middle, front rower.
And stop him from getting in the passing line. It's got to stop because that's what killed them in the second half when he started getting in the passing line. You could see the intercepts coming from a mile away because he's 6'5" and huge.
He needs to just play. If he plays like Paddy Carrigan,
Yes.
it'll be so much more effective. Paddy,
So much more.
every single game of Origin he's ever played is a top 3 player.
And he's
You
not
don't
trying to
necessarily
be what
notice
he's
him.
not.
He just run because he is the size of a front rower, and he has ball playing, but he only puts it in every now and then when he needs. He just trucks nut.
Yes.
Effort. That's what Isaiah Yeo can do.
But he
He
doesn't.
just loves passing too much. If he just
It's
does
like
a Paddy
last year,
Carrigan,
like the one that we lost in the game 2 where we should have won last year, where it went whoever was playing the ball, dummy half, then Isaiah Yeo. Why? Why is he there? Why was he passing to clear? Ugh.
yeah, I don't get
Makes
it. But
no sense.
Onto the Queensland side of things, it's much the same. Like it just, you know what you're gonna get from Queensland. I think New South Wales win. But would I at the same time, and the more I think about it, the more I can see Queensland just winning and just laughing at everyone's face, making New South Wales feel fucking
See,
stupid.
I actually don't know what
for the
I'm going to
millionth
get from
time.
Queensland because they didn't play great the last game, so they're going to want to be improving. But if New South
Exactly.
Wales play well, they can run all over Queensland. So I actually don't know what I'm going to get from Queensland. I don't know.
You will get
And
effort,
Billy's got
you'll
such
get
a-
heart.
I know,
they
but I
won't
don't-
give up. And
I know, but I don't know how they... I don't know.
yeah, but that's the thing. As you said, and the Billies, they're adamant. They didn't play great last
they don't
game.
know, but everyone else says they know what they're going to quit for Queensland. But when I say I don't know, it's like Billy always has these different game plans. And it's like, I don't know what their game plan's going to be.
You're right, because obviously the big talking point is the inclusion of Kurt Capel on the bench in lieu of Selwyn Cobbo. And now, and because Gagai's the 18th man, and that Gagai is the person we said we thought he'd be on the side. Now, does he make a late switch? Maybe. Either way, I'm fine with it. Because Kurt Capel, I've seen him play Origin Centre. He's great. Now, the last couple of years, unfortunately, he's been just injured, and every time he comes back, he's injured, and he's getting slower. He does miss tackles. Yes. The luxury is we got to see Hammer play fullback last game, at Origin level. Plus, you already know Val's versatility. You already knew Hammer's versatility, but now you got to see it. So if there is an outside back injury, you can move those guys around and have full confidence in them moving around. Kurt Capel, go in the centres, no worries. If there isn't an injury, he covers your back row, no worries. If there's no injuries at all, you want your back rows to stay 80 minutes, throw him in on the middle. You're telling me he can't play 30 minutes in the middle? He can play 80 minutes in the middle. Do I kind of also want to see Gagai come in? And now you have a legitimate centre for coverage. But also, I could just see Gagai's role is, let's say Latrell does kill it and he's steamrolling. You just throw Gagai on there and you go, your one job is piss him off. Your one job, I don't care what you do, is just go at him. Just go at him. And maybe you take Val off and you put Val in the middle. Or, you know what I mean? Or you mix guys around and you just say, that's your role. I don't care what you do. You attack him.
Piss him off.
You know, I also see, though, like, if Latrell is killing it, I think the natural thing is you swap centers and you put Hammer on him.
Yeah.
I think that's what will happen. Because I could also love seeing Gagai come on for 20 minutes in the middle. Because he's so aggressive.
I know. I really wonder what that's going to happen.
Billy, he doesn't seem to play mind games. He'll stick with the side, I believe. I'm still shocked. I would have had Fafita in.
I would have. He killed it last week for the Titans.
Yeah, and then it was like he was going to be injured, but then he played for the Titans. Like,
yeah, everyone says injury.
I want him on my bench. He's perfect. You want a cover for Spencer Leniu?
Yes, that is him. He can do that.
I am very surprised. Again, Billy, anyone that ever talks about him says there's not a more detailed man in rugby league. Mm. So he would be very clear with Fafita and the team of their roles, of Fafita being in the system. Like, it's just not like they want to act like Fafita and Cobbo and stuff and just flicked, once we pick and stick. It's like, bruh.
No.
They would know exactly where they stand. But, yeah, the more I think about it, the more I think Queensland will win. But I just think there's too much to play for New South Wales.
Yeah, there's too much to play for. Surely it can't be another year where Queensland go. Surely.
And we're going to clip that up.
Surely it can't be another year. It's getting really hard to still follow for them. Like, but it does. It makes it also more exciting when New South Wales win than when Queensland win. Because when Queensland win, you kind of already expect it. But when New South Wales win, it's so exciting. But then when you lose, it's like you've just like gone back to a relationship that like constantly keeps making you upset and depressed. That's what it's like following New South Wales. They just keep stabbing you in the back, but they do something and it keeps wanting to follow them. That's exactly what it's like. It's pretty rough. Sometimes.
It does sound, I think the bigger talking point is, let's say New South Wales lose.
Yeah.
The more interesting talking point is, who do we think is going to be the scapegoat?
Latrell. It's clear.
Well, he's the front runner, but you don't think they lose Mitchell Moses?
Oh, who else do they bring in? I think then it's Luke Brooks' time, personally.
Honestly.
Luke Brooks and Connor Watson. 6 and 7 from game 3.
Or you bite the bullet. Isaiah Yeo, halfback. He's got potential. Smartest man in rugby league, I've heard. Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, so I think they'll be, I'm saying it's either Latrell, Moses, or Dylan Edwards.
Yeah,
one of them.
Smokey.
One of them.
I bet we'll also be hearing fire the coach.
Fire the coach. Sack the coach. If Hammer scores like 3 tries again, or like the same thing happens where like they've broken through and Edwards is left with a lot of 2-on-1s with Hammer or a lot of 3-on-1s like the last game, it'll be Edwards' fault. He should never play again. Yeah,
I could see Spencer Leniu not having the same impact as last game, being told one game wonder.
Yeah.
I could see that. I could see Jake Trbojevic, they lose. Why is he in the team?
Why is he in the team? Why is he captain?
Why is he captain? So that's probably the more exciting talking points, to be honest with you.
And if we win, Latrell's the best man in rugby
league.
Give
him the keys to the city. Whoever said anything bad about him?
Yeah.
Wasn't us. Wasn't me.
Wasn't me.
Wasn't me.
Even though I said some things, I always knew that I was just trying to fire everyone up.
You'll see the ball. New South Wales win. Latrell scores a try, plays a good game. 1,000% the NRL is posting the anti-racism campaigns and we support local community footy and Those
New
same outlets, if they
New
lose...
South Wales media sucks. I hate
Seriously.
New South Wales media.
Like, again, you want to live in Queensland just
And also,
so you
you're
can
not fully
see the
even
difference.
supporting. I'm in my blue jumper. You're not even in a maroon jumper.
Again, you know, with kids today, and, you know, they're talking about New South Wales and how they love New South Wales and how Queensland suck. And it's just like, oh, sweetie.
They don't get it. They don't get what it's
Sweetie,
like
you
to
don't-
lose 8 in a row and sit there and
you're
go to
7 years
school
old.
and have these people like you who live in New South Wales and go for Queensland and should die. I have all those.
The first game I ever watched.
Okay, we don't need to go through this again. And have people like you and come and rub it in your face, and it's like you're just angry at them because they don't go for New South Wales, but then you're even more angry that we just lost again, and then 2014 happens, and it's great, but then we lose the next 3. It's pretty rough.
I honestly think
It was a
you
rough
lose this
childhood.
game, you've got to give Trent Hodgkinson a call.
I think so.
Him and Josh Reynolds, you've got to give him a call. Get him back. That's what I'd say.
Wayne Bennett.
Please elaborate.
That's who would have to come coach.
I meant because Trent Hodgkinson and Josh Reynolds were the halves pairing that won the 2014.
Ah. Then no, my comment doesn't make sense.
No, it doesn't. Moving on to our round review. Look, we start with an absolute cracker. And just quietly, shout out to us. 18 episodes, who would have thought?
Who would have thought? Not
Who would
me.
have thought? Not me. But we start with Friday Night Football. The Storm defeat the Dolphins 30-24. Cracker.
Yeah, it was a great game.
Yeah.
You just didn't really know what was going to happen next. Like Storm were on top, and Dolphins were on top.
Well, it's interesting because it was interesting because, again, the first 20 minutes was try for Dolphins and try Storm. Try. It was just back and forth. And it's like the thing you know about both teams is neither will give up.
No.
Like, they're arguably the 2 most well-coached teams in the comp, besides Penrith.
Yeah.
Like, you knew neither of them was going to give up.
It was a great game.
And it was just almost like they both can play such that system defense.
And they were all missing origin plays as well. Like,
But yeah, like what I'm saying is, that's like that. At first, you're kind of shocked when you're seeing a try in the 4th minute, then a try in the 7th minute for Storm,
Yeah.
and then try. But then it's like you're watching it, and it's just like it almost felt like they just both decided, hey, both of these teams love to grind.
Yeah.
Let's just play fuck it footy.
Yeah.
Let's watch some Bulldogs highlights and play fuck it footy. And that's
And it
what they
was
were
great.
doing. And every set, they were throwing the ball. They were making plays. They were trying things, taking risks. All of Storm's tries, I think, were like from their red zone scoring. Like, it was very entertaining.
It was a great game to watch. Jerome Luai was outstanding. Not Jerome, oh my God, Jerome Hughes.
Yeah.
He was outstanding.
He's the best halfback in the comp. Like,
Yeah,
it's him and Terry
definitely.
Evans. He is...
So good. He
he's
was so
elite.
good.
And it's just such an X factor.
Just create something out of nothing.
Being like an elite fullback who's now an elite half. So his running game is the best half.
Yeah,
in
he's
the
just
comp.
got such. He just knows when to run, and he can run hard.
Yeah,
And
that's
then he
exactly
knows
right.
when to kick.
His
He's
kicking
just
game's very underrated.
so good. He played great.
Pulls all the strings.
And he plays so well with Tyrone Wishart. Like, Tyrone
Yeah.
Wishart is playing well at 6.
He's playing 8 months, so I might have to come off the bench.
Might have to go 13.
Yeah. No, Tyra Wishart's been great. Like, that's his strength, running.
Yeah.
Running the ball. So he's been excellent. Pappy, as we mentioned, great to
So
see him back.
good.
And it makes such a difference. You saw his defense. Like, that try saver to seal the game on Osako. Sua's not making that.
No, not yet.
Returning from injury, puts his body on the line against, 100+ kilo winger, full pace.
Yeah.
Plus the chase down.
The chase down. Oh, he was so close.
It's just, that's the difference. Like, his defense and his communication.
Yeah.
You can see it's crystal clear. Where Sua, he's just
He's
natural.
still learning.
He's young. He's learning. He doesn't have that.
And he had the
part of the
impact
game
that
done.
he has had when he come off the bench.
Yeah, which I think that's what ideally you could see. Because again, you think if full strength, Pappy's fullback.
Oh, it has to be.
Sua's either 14, but then again, you question, well, what's the versatility there? So you've got to, as in, can he cover any other positions?
Yeah.
Or it's a wing. But then, so Xavier Coates locked in.
Has to.
But then you see when the fucking brick plays
He
like that.
played well.
Holy! He's hit form. He has hit form again. Because he started the year rough.
But he played really well too.
He played awesome. Yeah, just a great Storm win.
Yeah.
And the Dolphins,
They played well too.
Yeah. It was just like, it was two grindy teams that decided to throw the footy. It came right down to the wire. It was a great game.
Tristan Saylor plays great when Hammer's not there. Like, Tristan Saylor?
He plays for the Broncos.
No, it wasn't. No.
What you mean is Trey Fuller.
Trey Fuller. I knew it started with a T.
Again, and it makes you think about all the backup fullbacks. Like elite.
There's so many.
He's not getting NRL time. Sua's not getting NRL time. You think of Keeney. You think of like these elite players. And then you think of those shit teams and you're like, why are you not reaching out?
Why? Imagine like like Tyrell Sloan and like get rid of him and puts one of them in the Dragons fullback.
Exactly. Another thing on the game, I've got to give my flowers to Grant Anderson. I've been harsh on him.
You've been so harsh. He was your boyfriend that night.
No,
you loved him.
No, but he was good. Someone I fucking love seeing though, Jack Howarth. Oh, now again, he almost bombed the unbombable try when he threw the ball about 45 meters too early. But he was unreal. Like he's got to be. He has to be in our team every week.
Yeah.
He's always fucking 18th man. He has to be. You saw his impact.
He was so good.
He played 80 minutes at centre. He was big, fast, strong. He breaks tackles. He's got pace. He made that break. He was unreal. His defence was great. He has to be in our side. Everyone.
Yeah.
Has to be in our side. And on the other side, the Dolphins, what nearly didn't mention, the return of Tavita. He played great. Now, again, love it. First game back in a year and a half. Gets himself on report twice.
Yeah, that was funny.
But, you know.
One of the tackles that everyone was so upset about was actually a good tackle.
Yeah, he was just 3 years offside.
Yeah.
He was so quick.
It was so funny.
That's the thing, you're right. Like, you watch the tackle and it was such a big hit on...
he literally started running before he'd even got ready to play the ball. It was hilarious when they showed like the full...
Because you watch it and you're like, oh shit, he must have got his head because everyone's getting... And then you watch the tackle and you're like, that's a great tackle. He did his head. And then it zooms out. But before Liera is even on the ground, he's sprinting up. And then it's just like, oh yeah.
It's funny.
That makes sense.
It's like the Dolphins team weren't even in like a running ready position.
It was
and he
like
was
the
already
worst.
off.
It was the worst offside I can ever remember.
So funny.
Seeing. That was funny. But I thought it was good. Besides,
and he knew it too because he was laughing out of the tackle.
Yeah,
it's funny.
Yeah, it was funny. But he'll have good impact, I think.
Yeah.
The next game. My
lose of the
surprise of the week.
Only lose of the round, which I actually thought was a pretty good win of the round because Titans have barely won any at home. The Wars are just starting to hit form again, and the Titans are so inconsistent. And what do? The Titans beat the Wars 66-6. It's ridiculous. So, Vinton, you're putting me on the spot here. I don't really have anything to say. I need you to come back.
Well, I tried to be smooth. I'm sick. If you can't, if you're listening to this and you're thinking, hey, it sounds like there's a man recording for once, it's because I'm sick. Now, I tried to be really quite subtle and nice, and I muted my mic and so I could blow my nose. And I realized it still would pick up in George's anyway, so like it wasn't... I was doing what I could, and I gave George a subtle sign to continue talking. And because I believe she could see me, reach the tissues, turn my mic off, put the tissue in my mouth, to my nose, sorry. Unfortunately, froze under the pressure, so that's okay. I've just been really holding it in for the last 40 minutes.
I could hear it.
But you did great. Yes, the Warriors lose 66-6 to the Titans, as you mentioned.
No one saw that coming.
The fucking Warriors, you think they're back.
Yeah.
Now, they lost to Melbourne, but again, only lost by what, 8 points in the end? They were up 14-0. You're thinking, okay, Titans fucking hate playing at home.
Yeah.
Hate it.
And they just lost to the Tigers.
They just lost to the Tigers. And then I watched the first half. It's 30-0.
30-0.
And you know what? Still had it in me. If you're thinking, okay, in the second half of football, who's probably the two teams you want in this situation? Like, as in, who could you see blowing a 30-0 lead? The fucking Titans.
The Titans or the Tigers or the Bulldogs.
Less impactful, but yes.
Okay.
Those three teams, but the Titans. You can see the Titans losing.
Yeah.
Just go with me.
Okay,
You can
sorry.
see the Titans losing a 30-point lead because they've actually done it.
Yeah.
I think it was they said that like 3 times this year they'd scored 24 points
Yeah.
in the first half and they'd lost every one of those games.
Yeah.
So they actually fucking love it.
Yeah.
If you're thinking of a team who could score, if they click, could score quick points, who do you think of?
The Warriors.
Yeah, you think the Warriors could do that? Like, would you be shocked if all of a sudden they just click in a gear? I was
Yeah.
still hopeful. I
Yeah.
was doing stuff and then I turn it back on and it's 60-0. What the fuck was that? It was unbelievable. It was,
Ever since Sean Johnson's come back.
and again, it's such a, like, how fickle, but it's like my biggest pay.
Yeah.
Is people are so fickle. Last year, can you remember the uproar when Kalen Ponga wins Dally M by a point over Sean Johnson? The uproar. Fast forward 6 months, and all I see is that Sean Johnson needs to either retire or be shot.
It's the media. They suck.
It's the fans. You're seeing the same fans in the comments.
Oh.
It's the fans. It's the media. It's everyone. You wanted this guy
To be Dally M.
You were going to
and now-
shoot Kalen last year.
Yeah.
It was honestly, it was that bad and that unnecessary. It was ridiculous. This year, struggled to perform. 2 games back from a pec injury. We don't want you. Retire. I literally seen comments that say, I cannot wait till he retires. What the fuck are you talking
It's
about?
a bit harsh.
Oh, it's so harsh. Now, yes, they did look great with Tamari at 7. They have struggled. Sean Johnson is not in the great form. Certainly not in the form he was last year. But just their whole pack, like it's fascinating to see, like, second-year syndrome is a real thing. Look at the Cowboys.
Is.
Those teams that shoot up, you always hear about it.
Well,
It's so real.
Or
though.
even the Broncos.
Yeah, it's so real. The teams that shoot up out of nowhere, the next year, they very, very rarely can they maintain that.
The
And
Sharks, surprisingly, are the one team that can maintain it during the season, just not in finals.
Again, that's their difference.
Yeah.
They'll make the top 4,
Cool.
top 8, no worries.
No.
Fucking hate finals. Hate it.
And at home.
Hate it with a passion. So that's their difference. But that game, like, there's not even really that many notes.
No.
Like,
Fafita played great.
yeah, Campera, 4 tries. Keeney, the biggest thing you learn from that is, like, you see Campbell at 6. He played a great game.
Mm-hmm.
Excellent game. You see Keeney at 1. Excellent game. No, Brimson, like, the biggest takeaway from a game like that for the Titans, and they win 66-6, is that, A, why can't they do that every week?
Yeah.
Like, why can they not play with that professionalism every week? But at the same time, they have to bite the bullet. You have to get rid of one of them. You
Yeah.
have to get rid of Keeney or Campbell or AJ. You have to.
They can't get
They've
rid of
had to be able to
Brimson.
get rid of them for years. Now, I heard Matty Johns again shout out, one of the great minds, just like us. Now, he suggested, and again, it is something I've heard before, you could put Brimson at like a 14,
Yeah.
and you could bring him on and play him through the middle, and it could definitely work.
But I think he's too good to
He's
play
the best
14.
player of the 3 by far. He
Yeah.
just is. He is best at fullback.
Yeah.
You tried him at centre, it failed miserably because he didn't get the ball.
Yeah.
He has to be fullback. But then you've got fucking Keeney scoring a double. Last week he runs for 300 metres. Like, he's been unreal.
Real.
You see Campbell at 6 and you're saying, okay.
Yeah.
He puts on 3 tries this. You're going, he can play 6? Okay. You can't have all 3.
No.
And if you were any of those 3, why would you want to be there? Like, when AJ comes back, Keeney's now not going to play NRL.
You reckon AJ will go straight back into 1?
Has to. He
Well, then-
is the best one.
Well, why doesn't then Keeney go somewhere else?
Exactly. And it's like...
Because AJ's just signed a further deal. with
Exactly. And it's
Titans.
like, AJ is the one that he's so loyal. But he keeps being moved around. Fullback, he then went to 6 to let Campbell play fullback. Then he moved to centre to try and both them play. Like, it doesn't... Let him play fullback. He is the fullback.
Yeah.
Or get rid of him. Keeney, Campbell, 2 fullbacks, 2 elite. You cannot keep them.
No.
It's wasting your cap.
Yeah.
It's screwing up your system because you keep mixing and matching.
Yeah.
It doesn't help that AJ and Campbell are both so injury prone. But it's a shame. Like, that's my biggest takeaway from that. They put 66 on. My biggest takeaway is you have to get rid of one of
One
them.
of them.
But
It's true.
it is.
I
It's
didn't think about that.
yeah, very true. The next game was, of course, the Roosters defeating the Bulldogs 26-8. I would call this game shit. I would call it... It was a game that makes me appreciate sticky spray. Because apparently one team used it, and the other team, not mentioning any names, but potentially someone in a headgear in particular.
Josh Curran.
Well, you said it. One team did not wear any. And that was the difference in this game. Sam Walker had it on a string. He played excellent. But
You got to be able to play in wet weather. You got to be able to catch the ball in wet weather.
But, like, it wasn't even that they... Like, it was just... And it wasn't errors from... They didn't drop bombs. They weren't dropping, like,
Just
dives or
stupid.
tries. It was just... Like, play balls.
Blatant. Yeah.
Or just not watching when the ball's thrown. Like, every time they got momentum, every time they had the ball, they did something stupid.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure they scored first. Like,
I think they did. They did score first.
but then after that, they didn't let themselves get in the game. Because every time they got the ball, they would just throw it away. It was incredible. I think for the Bulldogs, one highlight, Drow Skelton was unreal.
Yeah.
Fucking beast on the wing there. Put on the shot
He's
of the year
so
on
fast.
Ponga. Paga. I always get confused with his name. I think it's Paga. Yeah, he's fast.
He's really
he's
quick.
fucking huge as well.
Yeah.
He was good. And then Paga tries to get revenge on poor O'Connor Tracy and takes his head off.
Oh,
You see that hit?
it was bad.
Very
He's
bad.
getting 4 weeks.
But at the same time, can you not tell me that swinging on that action was that different from Sam Walker's? Now, obviously, the force
the
is...
only difference
complete-
is the force.
Exactly. But how can one get 4 and one doesn't even get bin?
One gets a $1,000 fine and the other one gets 4 weeks.
Again, as we acknowledge, the force
The
is
Roosters are
completely
having a
different, but-
really good habit of coat hanging people on the neck. That's Swalihi, Sam Walker, and now Pauga.
And
To the head, to a fullback.
It's interesting because you would say that like Hargraves and Radley have really toned it back.
They're playing so clean.
But it's almost like they've said, hey, we'll pay your fines, but bruh,
do our dirty
yeah,
work.
we've got no demerit points left. Take them for us.
Jared's actually, he's giving away like barely any penalties.
Either of them. You don't even notice Radley.
His hits are so, like, they're in the right spot and they're good. He's not playing grubby. It's like, where has this been, like, your whole life?
Career, yeah.
And Victor Radley, he had such potential. Where's this been? He's actually playing good footy consistently.
Yeah.
But now our centres are getting binned.
Oh, it is funny. It's like they're going, hey, we don't have much longer left.
Take over.
Run the family business.
That's funny. That's what I find weird.
Yeah.
And 2 in a row, straight to fullbacks. First Wally in Origin and now Pauga to Connor Tracy. Like the same thing.
Yeah.
Crazy. It's the same thing.
Yeah. And Dom Young took off Taff.
Taff?
Did you say that?
Yes, Dom Young took off Taff. That's 4.
Roosters outside backs fucking hate fullbacks. If you're a fullback coming against the Roosters, don't run the ball, bro.
And the Roosters fullbacks are so lazy in defense.
Yeah.
They just throw swinging arms everywhere. Dom Young's was the first one. I forgot about that.
Also, not only are they head highs, they're
horrendous head
Taff
highs.
was out cold. Reece out cold. Tracy out cold.
They're bad ones.
That is an incredible insight.
Thank you. Now do I get football?
Yeah. Roosters fucking hate fullbacks.
Yeah.
So, I feel bad for Latrell, former Rooster. Oh, fuck.
What all
Walsh,
started?
don't run
No.
down that side, bro.
Yeah, don't run it that side.
If Trent's got in his ear, don't run down that side. That's funny.
Yeah, that's funny.
That's funny.
Thank you.
The next game, not funny. It was just hard to watch. The Rabbitohs win 14-0 against the Manly Sea Eagles.
I didn't see Manly getting no points on the scoreboard.
I wouldn't have picked that scoreline, but I would have picked the result.
Yeah, I picked. I knew that the Bunnies were going to win, but yeah, I didn't pick the scoreline.
Nah, I mean it's a credit to Rabbitohs and how they have turned their season around.
Oh, it really is.
But like you just knew with Manly, they were so brave against the Dragons, but they had so many injuries, and like a game like that, it just takes it out of you the next week.
Yeah.
Where you win with 13 players, you have no bench the whole game. You come against all the odds in front of your home crowd. It's inspiring. You're all up. You just know you're gonna drop. You just knew. I have no notes for that game. It was a fucking bludger.
Yeah.
It was not a pretty game.
It was not great.
It was 8-0 for like 76 minutes. It was,
Yeah.
you know.
Not great.
good to see them win. Definitely better, way better with Cody at 7, Jack at 6.
Crazy to think that was the bomb of the round and not the Titans or the Tigers or Raiders.
Yeah, and this is 2 Vegas teams. Yeah. If you were thinking that,
yeah,
very good point.
Thank you.
But yeah, Jack White in a 6 has made such a difference because his form is actually not great. He's not playing great, but he's just getting the ball and fucking running it. He's just running it straight.
Yeah,
you had him in the centers, he didn't touch it.
And now he's actually just getting the ball.
He's just getting the ball.
It's made a big difference for him.
Huge difference, because then Cody can play off the back of him.
Yeah.
And yeah, Manly, like, they were just, they had nothing. Just like the Raiders, who go down 48-24 in the game of the round.
Honestly, everyone thought it was the game of the round.
Who on earth would have thought that the fucking Titans and the Tigers would be the teams to score the most?
They were both highlight score tries of the round.
The only teams to pass 30.
Yeah.
They fucking pumped him.
It was between Adam Dewey's try and someone else's great try from the Titans. I can't remember his name. But they were the 2 tries of the round. Who would have thought they would have been the tries from the round?
Well, you got to give special mention to Asako. That was a sick try.
Oh, that was a great try.
That was a great try. But yeah, you're right. It was unreal. Like, it was, as I said, like, I was so... I don't go for the Tigers, but it was just so nice to see. Because the stat of them having lost 11 games straight at their own home ground...
It's embarrassing.
...is one of the most depressing stats in rugby league.
It's so depressing.
It's your home ground.
I thought it was the other one that they played in last week.
No, Leichhardt's like them. That's their spiritual home. This is Campbelltown. It's their other home ground, which they'd lost 11 straight at.
Ooh, that's not good.
No, it's not good. And the Raiders had beat them like the last 8 times in a row as well. I think Jordan Rapana has won like 12 out of 16 games against the Tigers. Like, there was not a lot of stats in their way, but it was unreal. And again, they had 4 disallowed tries in the first half. They could have hit 70. But just like seeing Caesar, his control.
Yes.
Such a different team. Lockie Galvin, when he's in, such a different team. And their their forward pack has so much potential.
The one that they gave all that money to had a cracking of a game.
Stefano, great game. Samuela Finu, fucking beast. He'll be playing Origin in a few years. He was unreal. And then the man of the hour,
Adam Dewey. I reckon he can play Origin too.
100%. If he just stays healthy, I still want him to come to Melbourne. I fucking still want him to come to Melbourne. But
the Tigers have 11 people out. That's crazy. Yeah. 11 people.
And what's crazy is how come the fucking Tigers, the team bottom of the table, get back Adam Dewey of his 3rd ACL, hasn't played in a year and a half, put him at centre, and they get him the ball. The Titans couldn't do it with AJ. The Rabbitohs couldn't do it with Jack.
But he was like...
They can get him the ball.
Because they have Appy that wanted to give him the ball.
No, but everyone did. It wasn't Appy. Appy's playing hooker. It was fucking the game plan. They got him the ball. But it's not like he didn't overdo it.
No.
Yeah, it's Benji. Like, it was the Tigers' game plan. And their game plan was so great. The first half, they attacked every single kick. They caught like 4 or 5 bombs in the air from like sprinting, catching it over the fullback. The second half, they turn it opposite, and now every 5th tackle they ran.
Yeah.
It was so clear. And Dewey, like, his impact, big, fast, strong, break tackles. He would be going side to side in the field. He would be playing as a fullback.
It was really cool.
It was awesome to see. Like, I really hope for the Tigers' sake that continues.
Yeah, I hope so too.
Because then you think...
I'm going to call it now. Tigers aren't getting the spoon.
I honestly, at this round, I have no idea.
I'm calling it. I don't think Tigers are going to get the spoon.
No, they won't. They can't.
But I don't feel like the spoon is going to be like the spoon of like the last few years. Like,
it's not going to be a terrible team. Because again, you look at this game, this round.
They're in it. All the people on 12 points are all on the spoon, and they're only 3 wins off 6th place.
Yeah, it's
crazy.
Yeah, you're right. Because even the Eels are last. The Eels aren't terrible.
3 wins off 6th place.
They missed Moses and Gusso, and that killed them. So.
But I'm calling it now. Tigers aren't getting the spoon.
No, Tigers aren't getting the spoon. The fucking Raiders might.
Yeah.
Again, just when you think you've seen them grit, they're scoring points, they're having grit, and then I tipped them against the Roosters. They lose 44-6. Last week, who did they play? Doesn't matter. Because they got fucking pumped. And then this week, they get pumped again. I don't know what has happened to them. At the same time, I've never seen a more impactful sin bin in my life than that game.
Yeah.
They didn't look like scoring a point.
Because we said earlier in a few podcasts that teams, even though the sin bin doesn't seem to be having the impact that it has, but this game to Tigers needed 13 people.
Completely destroyed that theory.
Because then as soon as they got their 13th man back, Adam Dewey scores the intercept try.
Yeah. In that 10 minutes, Raiders had 100% of the ball. The Tigers legitimately touched it twice, and one of them, it got stripped on the first tackle. So they had, 99% of the ball. They had 100% completion. They scored 3 converted tries. It was like, what the fuck just happened? And then, as soon as they get 13 back, literally 2 minutes later, Dewey goes 85.
Yeah.
Incredible. Moving on to next week's game.
We're doing this on Monday for the next couple of weeks because I can't shoot it on Tuesday afternoons anymore. So we don't have the team lists. So our tips could change for the oncoming games.
But you know what? In fairness, I haven't really been changing them since I've been putting them up.
Yeah, you did.
As making posts.
Oh, not posts, no. But I mean, from what we're saying now to what our post could be, it could be different. Which
could be the secret. Because again, before I started posting, trying to, grow the platform, I was winning, and then I started trying to grow the platform and I've lost. So that is something to think about. But yes, we don't have team lists. And also Origin round, you can never be sure who's coming back or who's not. But we've already gone over the Origin game. The first game, the Bulldogs versus the Sharks.
Oh, I've gone the Dogs.
That's my vibe. Again, as we said, we don't have team lists. And Origin, you never know who's going to back up. But for the Bulldogs, the only Origin player they have is Crichton. If there's no injuries, he'll back up. He's captain, centre, he'll back up.
It's also at home for the Bulldogs, where the Bulldogs generally play very well.
What home is that at? Is that at Belmore?
I don't know. Dogs.
That's all right.
Sharks.
I'll look it up.
I'm looking now.
You just go on the tipping app.
Oh, is it on there?
You just click the thing. It's at a core stadium, so
a core. They like playing at a core.
They'd prefer playing at.
Where do you see that it says a core?
You click matchup.
I did.
Click matchup. In the black button.
Matchup. Ah, okay. A core.
So it's at a core. I would like it if it was at Belmore. But anyway, Sharks are in the toilet. They're a toilet side. They're a toilet team.
I just can't trust them.
You can't trust them. Now the Bulldogs, again.
But this also could be, I don't know.
The Bulldogs win 3 in a row, and I don't believe in them. They win all 3 games. I finally believe in them, thanks to our famous listener friend, Sam, and they shit the bed. Makes me nervous to tip them again. But I think the Bulldogs win.
I think so too.
Next game, the Waz versus Broncos.
Oh, I don't know. I really have no idea. Both teams need a win. Both teams are in the toilet. I've really got no idea. And it's New Zealand home game, and New Zealand haven't been performing. They hate playing at home. Zealand. Oh, but I don't know. They've been so embarrassed. They
cannot lose this game.
But also the Broncos have been embarrassed the last 3 games. They've lost 3. They need this win.
They need this. But I just feel like at New Zealand, again, as you said, they've been shit at home. But after losing 66 to the fucking Titans...
Surely they have to back up after that.
And that's what I'm musing. Something I mused from this round was the Titans lost to the Tigers.
Then backed up.
The next week, they put on 66.
Yeah.
Is losing to a wooden spoon side a secret advantage? That's what I'm thinking.
I've gone the Warriors at the moment.
I've honestly, I think it means too much to them. I think going off that, I think they put 60.
But I need the Broncos to score first.
Yeah, you don't want Waz to get an early lead.
I cannot have Warriors have an early lead.
If it's 14-0 for the Waz, I'm going to turn the TV off. I'm going to turn it off, and I'm just going to give it up.
Next game, Knights versus the Eels. I've gone the Eels. They need a win. They need a win. They're on the spoon. They haven't been in the spoon in years.
But at the same time, you would think that the Knights would like to win a home game.
But they don't.
I know, but you'd think. Hey, but with Bradman back, I'm going Knights.
I'm going Eels. I'm subject to change.
You're right. Eels need a win.
It's just, it's so hard tipping.
This is so fucked.
Like, not even like last year, there was a few teams where I was like pretty dead set certain that they're going to win. But it's like, I just don't know. Even from 1st to 18th, 17th.
But so that's
I've
the
got
thing.
no idea.
I tip confidently. It's just not working for me. I'm confident I'll go 8 for 8, but...
the next game is also, whether you like it or not, tricky.
Yeah, I'm lying. I'm not confident at all. Melbourne versus the Raiders at Melbourne. Now, Raiders have the best record against Melbourne and the best record in Melbourne.
Last year when the
They've won,
Melbourne
like,
were
5
good
in a
and
row.
Raiders sucked, Raiders beat Melbourne.
They've won like 5 or 6 in a row at Melbourne. Like, and again, superpower, they just lost to the Tigers. Look what the Titans did. Is that going to embarrass them enough?
I can't tip against the Storm.
I can't. Not after I tipped against them and it
It
backfired.
backfired. I really thought the Warriors were going to win too.
But hand on heart,
I will not be shocked if the Raiders...
Raiders can win this game.
Yeah.
Raiders can win this game.
And they know that they rattle Melbourne in Melbourne as well.
Because again, Ricky and Craig, they have such a great relationship. Like
Yeah.
I might bet on that. I might bet on them to win, but not
Yeah.
tip them because they can win that game.
Yeah. This is another game I'm also not
What the
100%
fuck are you
sure
gonna get?
about.
Like,
I
seriously.
really don't know. I originally tipped the
What's the game?
Dragons
You
because
gotta
I
say it
saw
again.
it. Sorry, it's Dragons versus Dolphins. I originally tipped the Dragons because I saw it was a home game, but then I remembered it's at Cogra. And Dragons don't like playing at
What is
Cogra.
the saying? If it's at win,
Win,
then
they
they win. If it's at Cogra, they don't.
Okay.
If it's anywhere else, who knows?
Okay, moving on.
It's a pretty famous saying, but no, you don't have to move on that
No,
quickly.
I'm moving on from you back to me. So I'm not really sure. And so at the moment,
Okay,
I've gone
pal.
the Dolphins by 6. But this is again subject to change because last week, this was a game where I thought when they played the Sharks and the Sharks lost, that I tipped the Sharks because I thought the Sharks should win. So then the Dolphins won. And this is a game I think the Dolphins should win. So are they going to lose?
That is the difficult thing of the Dolphins.
I don't know.
That logic is very sound. But the factor that turns me in their direction is it's at Cogra. Dragons fucking hate Cogra. So I'm pretty confident Dolphins win. Next game, Panthers take on the Cowboys in Penrith. You just like...
Well, the Cowboys were so close last time they played Penrith. They only lost by 6. But
And they're like 9th. Even though...
they're not. I just still can't tip against Penrith. I don't know. I don't think Penrith are as impactful. But anytime I've tipped against Penrith, it hasn't paid off.
And they don't lose in Penrith.
And they just
And
the
you can't-
refs never let it happen in Penrith. Not in Penrith.
Is this Jared on this? Let's check this. If there's Jared on this, you can...
Bloody blowout. But will I also be shocked if Cowboys come up? No, I won't be.
Cowboys are capable.
Because Cowboys
Especially-
have that funny game that Penrith don't like defending against.
But then at the same time, they have like 6 Origin players. Who's going to back up? But at the same time, let's say Queensland lose.
They're
you can
going to want a
imagine
big
them
game.
backing up and then wanting a big game.
Especially against Penrith.
But every time I tip them this year, they let me
can't.
down. So if they win, good on them, but I can't. And then the last game of the round, the Roosters take on the
I'm
Tigers.
kind of debating about wanting to go to this
I
game.
am daring to dream.
I can't tip against the
daring
Roosters.
to dream.
I'm going Roosters.
The
I can't.
Tigers for 3 in a row.
I would love to see it. If the Tigers win, I will honestly think I'll be happier than if the Roosters win. But I just can't tip against the
This would be a great game
Roosters.
to go to. Allianz.
Yeah, do you want to watch it?
Yeah, let's go. 6:15 Sunday though. Awkward time.
Not really.
Okay. Yeah, we can go to that game.
Yay.
The fucking Tigers. Now, in my heart of hearts, if I think with my head, yes, I think the Roosters win. I think they probably win by 40. But if you just
I
something.
don't think the Roosters win by 40. I really see that it being a tight game, but the Roosters getting it done.
just what I saw from Dewey, what I saw from the change, and again, that's 2 in a row. That's confidence.
And like when they
That's building.
when they won against the Tigers, like it was not good football. Like,
Well, the Titans, no.
but last week against the Raiders, like they played good
football.
footy.
And Raiders aren't a bad side.
No,
they're in a bad form,
They
but they're
played.
not a bad side.
They played great footy. It's like it wasn't like a win where it's just like, oh, not a good win. Like they had a good win.
Yeah. Their forward pack was strong. Their game playing great. They're going to be so confident. I really think they can go in there.
Maybe
and
they
win.
rewatched the videos of Madge blowing them up. That is like resurfacing.
Yeah. Yeah. Seriously, they'll probably get Madge to fucking come in. Mate, like, especially if New South Wales lose, like, maybe they get him in and practice his, like, halftime speech.
Yeah.
Just fucking come in out of nowhere, rip into him.
So, yeah.
I'm daring a dream.
All right.
I'm daring a dream.
Recap. Well, obviously, New South Wales or Queensland? New South Wales.
New South Wales.
Oh. Bulldogs versus Sharks. Dogs.
Bulldogs.
Waz versus the Broncos.
Waz.
Subject to change. Knights versus
Waz will win.
Eels.
Knights.
Eels. Storm and Raiders.
Melbourne.
Dragons, Dolphins.
Finns.
Subject to change for me. Penrith, Cowboys.
Penrith.
And Roosters, Tigers. Roosters.
They had a dream.
This used to be like a great matchup, the Roosters and the Tigers.
And it still is.
It used to be like a great matchup when the Tigers were good. I really hope this is
When they were good. They've won 2 in a row, sweetheart.
So that's all for this week.
Yeah. Thanks for listening. And
see you after Origin Game 2.
But also, make sure, again, we're on all platforms. If you could give us a rating, a review, like, subscribe, follow the YouTube, follow the platforms, Finn and G on Instagram, and leave us your thoughts, your questions, what you want to know. It could be about anything. In the episode descriptions on Spotify. Without further ado, have a wonderful week.
Bye.